Picture this with me. You spend hours preparing for a job interview, researching the company, crafting the perfect answers, and show up thinking you're ready to ace it. But during the meeting, you realize the interviewers are simply not impressed because you stumble over your words, your body language is distracting, and you're unable to convince them due to your lack of presentation skills. All your preparation goes down the drain as a result, and you leave the meeting defeated. But what if I told you there is one simple thing you can do to improve your interview presentation skills by 10 times? In this video, I'm going to reveal the secret technique that top job seekers use to wow the interviewers and stand out from the competition. But even outside of the interview context, following this tip will help you impress any audience, leave a lasting impression, and greatly increase your ability to influence people in any setting. So get ready to unleash your full potential and take your career to the next level. In order to improve your presentation skills, what is the first thing that you need? Before you can change anything, what you need first is to clearly understand exactly what it is that you need to change in the first place, right? And before you dismiss me as Captain Obvious, let me ask you a question. Do you know exactly how you communicate? Do you know what you look like? What you sound like to other people? How often you use filler words like and ah, and how confident or nervous do you come across to others? How about eye contact? Do you know exactly where you look at when you speak? One of the biggest reasons it's so difficult to improve one's own presentation skills is because most of us are simply not aware of how we sound or look from others' perspective. And that is what we're going to fix today. So, what is the secret to 10x your ability to present? The answer is by recording yourself speak on video and then watching the playback. I know, so simple. But if you have never done this before or never done this properly, I guarantee that it'll be a complete game changer. By doing this, you will know exactly how you come across so that you can identify key areas for improvement and work on them. Now, to record yourself, you don't need any fancy equipment. All you need is your smartphone, and you don't even need a tripod. Just place your phone at the eye level, look into the camera lens as if you are making eye contact with the interviewer, and then speak. That's all you need to do, and anyone can do it. For the rest of this video, I will delve into what areas you should pay special attention to as you watch the playback and how you can refine them. Number 1, body language. During an interview, your body language will speak volumes. Are you slouching or leaning back in your chair? This can make you appear disinterested or unenthusiastic. Or are you crossing your arms like this, which can make you appear defensive or closed off? Interviews can be nerve-wracking, and it is not uncommon for candidates to have nervous habits that they may not even realize, such as playing with your hair, tapping your foot, shaking your legs, fidgeting with fingers, all of which could be distracting and take away from the message you're trying to convey. Next, do you smile at all? A little bit of smile could go a long way towards helping you look more friendly and welcoming. But of course, you don't want to do so excessively either, as that may lead to you not being taken seriously, in which case you may want to work on keeping a straight face more often. And this is really the power of this one advice. By recording yourself and watching the playback, you can recognize these habits that you wouldn't otherwise know about so that you can work on eliminating them. Number 2, filler words. How often do you use filler words like and ah, or you know, and etc.? And it doesn't necessarily have to be filler words either. Some people, for example, clear their throat repeatedly when they're nervous, which is something to look out for too. Having said that, you don't have to feel like you have to get rid of them all. It's only natural to use some filler words or clear your throat once in a while. What you want to do is to identify these habits that you perform without your knowledge. That's really the point. For me personally, I used to say and you know all the time. And I still do, but now I use them much less frequently after having seen myself speak many times. An effective tip to reduce filler words is learning to pause without saying anything. It does take some getting used to, but pausing during your speech can help you emphasize important points and give the listener time to absorb what you're saying better. Pausing can also give you time to collect your thoughts and stay composed. Number 3, eye contact. I'm sure you know that making good eye contact during an interview is crucial, but it's much easier said than done when we're in a high-pressure environment. The best way to improve making eye contact is to practice. And you can do exactly that as you record yourself. Try to look at the camera lens as you speak, as if you are making eye contact with the interviewer. In the beginning, it'll be uncomfortable, but it'll feel increasingly more natural as you keep practicing. Another thing to watch out for is your eye movement. Some nervous habits include distracting eye movements. For example, I know some people who close their eyes completely, like this, as they speak because they're thinking about what to say next. I've also seen people who blink continuously or look up really high or some other unnatural looking movements. Again, you may not need to get rid of all these things 100%. Rather, you want to be aware of the habits that you display so that you can improve them if you choose to. And before we go to our last point, if you found this video helpful, please click the like button below and leave a comment. Your questions are always welcome, and I will do my best to respond as quickly as I can. And our last point, speech patterns. Do you tend to speak too quickly or too slowly during an interview? Do you have a tendency to ramble or get off topic? Most people do not know these things about themselves. Perhaps you speak with too much of a monotone and need more inflections in your speech, or the opposite may be true for you. As mentioned before, if you speak too quickly, pausing during your speech can help you emphasize important points and give the interviewer time to absorb what you're saying so you can leave a more lasting impression. By watching the playback, you can identify any patterns in your speech and work on improving them as you see fit. By seeing yourself as others see you, and in a sense, putting yourself in other people's shoes, you can make the necessary changes to improve your body language, tone of voice, facial expressions, and etc. And this will help you come across as more confident, engaging, and professional, not only during interviews, but in any important meeting. Now that your presentation skills will improve drastically, the interview questions you prepare for will have that much more impact. One of the most commonly asked questions is, tell me about yourself. Check out the video on the screen to learn how you can master answering it.